DRC tops agenda. Dar es Salaam Energy Declaration signed. AFDB unveils what's next.
Is quite a lot in terms of action is what's next. One of the things that they did was they signed the, Dar es Salaam Declaration.
Good evening, I'm Teddy Mparanyanga. You can also follow us live via YouTube channel TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TBC Online. President Samia Suluhu Hassan, who is also the chairperson of the SADC organ on politics, defense, and security cooperation, is expected to travel to Harare, Zimbabwe tomorrow for a one-day state visit. While in Zimbabwe, President Dr. Samia will participate in the extraordinary summit convened to discuss the security situation in Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC. The summit will be led by President of Republic of Zimbabwe, who is also the SADC chairperson, Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa. The summit is being held following the SADC organ troika tripartite meeting of heads of state and government consisting of countries that contribute troops to the SADC mission in the DRC, held on January 28, 2025, and led by the chairperson of the organ, President Samia Suluhu Hassan. And on other news, President Samia Suluhu Hassan says her government plans to construct a large market similar to the Kariakor International Market at Jangwani area in Dar es Salaam. President Samia revealed the plan during a special luncheon with the Kariakor Disaster Rescue Team, directing some of the small-scale traders from the Kariakor International Market to be allowed to conduct their businesses at the new market.
Dar es Salaam hii tuna mradi wa DMDP.
We have a DMDP project in Dar es Salaam, and with the DMDP funds, we have planned to build another big and beautiful market like the Kariakor market around the Jangwani area. It is my opinion that we will transfer some of the traders to the Jangwani area and they will do their business well.
Furthermore, President Samia has directed the Ministry of Industry and Trade to prioritize natives when it comes to small-scale business operations like street vendors.
Kuliangalia vyema suala la wageni kufanya biashara inayofanywa na wenyeji.
The Minister of Industry and Trade, you are here. Look carefully at the issue of foreigners doing local businesses. I once saw a clip of a fight between a foreigner and a Tanzanian, and I was told that they were both small traders, famously known as machinga. It is not logical for a foreigner to become a machinga. What work will our young people do? Minister of Trade, you have to work on that.
On the 16th of November 2024, a multi-story building at Kariakor Market collapsed, causing devastating loss of lives, damage of properties, and injuries. African Development Bank, AFDB, has and continues to play a key role in improving Tanzania's and Africa's energy services through its various financial and technical assistance programs that promote Africa's economic and social progress. After the just-ended Africa Energy Summit, my colleague Nasa Kingu sat down with AFDB President Dr. Akiwumi Adeshina to explore way forward and challenges ahead after the signing of the Dar es Salaam Energy Declaration.
What next is quite a lot in terms of action is what's next. One of the things that they did was they signed the, Dar es Salaam Declaration, on African Energy Summit. It was unprecedented. You saw heads of state and government appending their signatures to this declaration. This is not an ordinary declaration. This is a declaration of intent, of will, and commitment that we will do the following. We will commit to connecting our countries to electricity. In this country, President Suluhu Samia, her signature, what did she sign? She said that we will connect 75% of the population to electricity by 2030. We will connect 80% of the population to access to clean cooking energy by 2030. The same heads of state, they all signed around that. We commit to reform our energy sector, to make them more independent, to make them to have utilities that work, to have cost-reflective tariff, to make sure that the pricing is affordable for our people, because it's not just about electricity. It's about access. It's about affordability. It's about reliability. And also we are going to connect to make sure that we can connect electricity markets between ourselves and sell and trade in electricity. That's what they were signing.
It was a great honor for Tanzania to host this major summit here in Dar es Salaam. What's the take on Tanzania's efforts to ensure that every Tanzanian is connected to power services?
Yeah, you know, the thing is, President Samia Suluhu Hassan has the drive and the commitment, you know, to ensuring that that happens. As I said to you, the Tanzania Energy Compact was very clear. As I said, 75% will have access to electricity by 2030. 80% access to electricity by 2030, to clean cooking by 2030. Now, one thing that you've done here that's quite amazing is that in 2011, you had only about 14% of the population with access to electricity in this country. By 2020, 2021, you have more than 78% of the population with access to electricity. You are the only country I know in Africa that has grid connection to all the villages that they have, 100%. However, the fact that you have a grid connection doesn't mean people are connected to the grid because of many reasons. And so one of the things that in the Tanzania Energy Compact is how do you have last mile connectivity to connect people to electricity? And this is where the African Development Bank will help to make a difference. One of the projects that we're going to be financing here is $447 million for last mile connectivity, making sure that populations are connected. The other part for you here is development of the hydropower generation capacity. You know, we as African Development Bank going to be supporting the Kakano. We are supporting the Kakano Hydro here with about $160 million. We are supporting the Kalagaramasi Hydro with about $150 million. Connectivity is important for you because you have to be able to get transmission line. So the Northwest Transmission Grid system we are going to support with over about $127 million.
Don't miss TBC News as the conversation will continue with the AFDB President, Dr. Akiwumi Adeshina, on Africa's energy challenges and way forward. The Parliament of Tanzania has passed the Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation Bill of 2024, a bill that aims to strengthen corporations' institutional framework and operations. Here's a story by Abdul Twalib Makame, read by Faithan Gaga.
The Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation, TBC, is a legally established institution entrusted with major responsibility to provide information. And today, the Parliament meets to discuss the Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation Bill of 2024.
Kwa kupata sheria hii sasa, TBC itakuwa na uwezo mkubwa wa kufanya mambo mengi.
With this law, TBC will have great power to implement many things which before TBC could not implement because it was not laid down in the law. This initiative shows how the government recognizes the significance of the TBC.
After the presentation by the minister in charge, the members of parliament started to discuss further the bill, clarifying its importance and relevance.
Sheria inayopendekezwa inatarajia kuweka mfumo madhubuti.
The proposed law is expected to establish an effective and stable regulatory framework of the Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation.
Na itasaidia kuhakikisha kwamba inarekodi.
This law is expected to record some episodes and broadcast them, and it will make Tanzanians more patriotic.
Mimi naamini kabisa kwa kutungwa sheria hii.
I believe that this law will make TBC more modern.
It was not a walk in the park to see all key elements of the bill to be endorsed by the betterment of TBC. After a lot of discussions and explanations, the parliament finally passed the bill.
Waheshimiwa wabunge wanaoafiki hoja ya
honorable members of parliament who agreed to bill for the Tanzanian Broadcasting Corporation of 2024 should say yes, and those who do not agree should say no. You all agree. Many things that the parliamentarians have discussed, many have become laws.
Passing of the bill reignites new hope and sets new dawn for TBC.
Leo bunge lenyewe limechukua dhamana sasa ya kuliunda.
Today, the Parliament has taken the responsibility to create and maintain the Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation, and it has defined the duties of the TBC.
Tutapata fursa ya kuhudumia wananchi vizuri zaidi. Tutakuwa hata na fedha za kufanya uchunguzi.
We will have the opportunity to serve the citizens better. We will get the funds to do investigative journalism as well. We'll be able to go around Tanzania for the interest of Tanzanians. That is very important. Now, TBC will listen closely to the challenges of Tanzanians.
The enactment of the Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation Act of 2024 aims to strengthen TBC's operational systems as Tanzania's public broadcasting body.
The world today is commemorating the World Neglected Tropical Diseases Day, a day formalized to create better awareness on the devastating impact to the vulnerable communities around the world. A call has been made on everyone to support the growing momentum for the control, elimination, and eradication of these diseases. More details with Kanki Magumwale.
Tanzania has made significant progress towards combating neglected tropical diseases. Addressing stakeholders and journalists today in Dar es Salaam region, the Minister of Health, Jenista Mhagama, says Tanzania continues to make adequate investments in combating neglected tropical diseases.
Malengo ya kufanikiwa kwenye mapambano haya.
The goals in combating these diseases are measured by the Millennium Development Goals by the year 2030. On what has been done, as we have already entered into an agreement with other countries to ensure that we continue to be evaluated, especially on internal investment in ensuring we put inner strength in fighting neglected tropical diseases.
Meanwhile, the Neglected Tropical Diseases Control Program Manager from the Ministry of Health, Dr. Clara Mwansasu, says the Ministry of Health is working closely with communities and development partners to ensure Tanzania reaches the 2030 target, which is to eliminate at least one neglected tropical disease in 100 countries and reduce the number of people requiring treatment by 90%.
First of all, Tanzania is commemorating the World NTD Day just like any other endemic countries in the world. And as the country, we are really ready and we are working really closer between the leadership and the community together with development partners to ensure that we reach the 2030 targets. As of now, as it was mentioned earlier by the Minister of Health, actually we've been able to shrink the map. We've been able to reduce the number of people who require the intervention by more than 75%, meaning that we have stopped doing MDAs after a lot of investments between the government as well as the implementing partners as well as development partners. We have been able actually to stop mass drug administration in 114 councils where there was endemicity for lymphatic filariasis. And right now we have active transmission in only 5 councils out of the 119 at baseline. And
on the other hand, some of the stakeholders attending the event say the successful implementation of the sustainability plan highly depends on continuous commitments and collaborative efforts of key stakeholders from the government sector, non-governmental sector, and development partners.
My take today is to see Tanzania on a lead position in Africa on efforts to eliminate neglected tropical diseases in the world. Why do I say this? From the report which we have heard from the minister, the government has done a lot on making this elimination program successful.
There are a few things that I would like to recommend, despite the progress that the country has made as a partner. One is the issue of financing. We cannot afford to eliminate neglected tropical diseases without sufficient budget. So I call upon the government and all players to set aside enough budget to ensure that we are able to eliminate the entities.
Kanki Mwegomole, TBC News.
This week, the international nations in Tanzania This week, the United Nations in Tanzania marks International Holocaust Remembrance Day. To mark the day, the UN office in Tanzania has brought together youth from universities, primary and secondary schools to reflect on one of the history's darkest chapters, the Holocaust. The initiative aims to educate young minds on the dangers of hatred and intolerance. Here's our reporter Caroline Maleo with more.
This year, the United Nations marks the day in a unique way by engaging the future generation.
You have a human soul like mine, created by the same creator. You are my brother, you are my sister.
The United Nations resident coordinator, Susan Gongi-Namondo, emphasizes the United Nations commitment to preventing such atrocities, outlining the organization's role in safeguarding global peace and human rights.
It's important to still talk about the Holocaust 80 years later, is that it helps us show what can happen when we allow a particular group of people to be discriminated in society. The UN has various institutions now in place to try and support the global community to prevent these things from happening.
On the other hand, Susan Sylvester, the chairperson of the Youth of United Nations Association, underscores the importance of educating young people about the Holocaust, ensuring they become ambassadors of peace and unity.
To look back, to learn, but also to reform our actions and bring positive change in the community. In a world where technology is very rapid, technology is at the forefront of everything. It's high time for us young people to use social media very well.
For the students, the event has been an eye-opener. Here they share powerful reflections on the lessons they learned, from the importance of tolerance to the need for vigilance against discrimination.
We just have to be more humane, more accepting, more kind towards people.
Should not discriminate people.
The opposite of love is not hate, but the opposite of love is difference.
The International Holocaust Remembrance Day is a day designated by the United Nations to mark the anniversary of the January 27th, 1945 liberation of the largest Nazi concentration camp and the death camp. Caroline Maleo, Tbc News.
The Rockefeller Foundation Group, which was represented by its president Rajiv Shah at the just-ended Africa Energy Summit, has announced the Launch Mission 300 Fellowship Program to upskill qualified and early career Africans investing in next generation of talent in energy. Speaking to my colleague Nasa Kingu, the foundation's spokesperson Ashley Chang insists Rockefeller Foundation believes energy is core to Africa's economic development, hence the initiation of the fellowship.
So starting this year, we're going to have anywhere between 10 and 15 fellows, all from Africa, embed in the African governments who are signing compacts today to help their ministries of energy do this better, do this faster, and do this in a way that is accountable to the citizens that they represent. We're going to do a call for proposals in the coming weeks. And the idea is hopefully that the fellows will be selected and start their new jobs by the summer. One of the things that we're so excited about is that, as everyone knows, governments have budgets that have been stretched really far. So this is a way for us to help pay for extra additional capacity and actually do so in a way that is African-led. And then as a result, the knowledge and expertise stays within the government after the fellowship program ends.
The spokesperson adds that the foundation is also ready to roll out 23 new projects in 11 African countries, apart from the additional $15.9 million announced, all aiming to ensure universal energy access.
In anything like this is the first time that you have more than a dozen heads of state all agreeing that we need to row in the same direction when it comes to developing energy and expanding access to electricity for their citizens. So for us, this is actually the most effective use of resources we could ever dedicate, because it has such a follow-on effect for other areas. And so at the summit, we're very excited to announce two things. One, we're announcing an additional $15.9 million to help advance and make sure that this happens as part of this Mission 300 effort. And the other thing that we announced is 23 new projects being funded with an additional $10 million in 11 African countries and across COMESA.
The just-ended Energy Africa Summit called for stronger partnerships among public, private, and multilateral finances to address Africa's energy needs. Zambia's Minister of Energy has launched the Tazama pipeline fuel flow improvement mechanism, which reduces the friction between the pipes and the fuel, hence increasing the fuel flow efficiency. Speaking at the launch, Makozo Chikote, Zambia's Minister of Energy, insists Tanzania and Zambia cherish historical cooperation, which has been built on the grounds of cordial ties dating back to the founding fathers' time.
We are officially commissioning the DRA, which is a drug-reducing agent system, to the Tazama pipeline, which is an innovation that presents our continued commitment to the operational excellence, efficiency, and sustainability.
On the other hand, the ambassador of Zambia to Tanzania, Matthew Jere, says energy plays an imperative role in the growth of an economy.
Lifeblood of any economy. For us to live, we depend entirely on this pipeline. For us to propel our economic agenda in Zambia, we entirely depend on this pipeline. And the history has it that at the time when Zambia was going through sanctions.
Furthermore, the managing director of Tazama Pipeline, Davison Fatwathe, says the introduction of DRA technology is a game changer and will boost the overall outcome of the pipeline operation by 25%, transporting 3.6 million liters of fuel per day from 2.8 million liters.
And rollout of the DRA was work that was entirely done by our own Tazama local engineers from Zambia and Tanzania with no expatriate at all.
Executive Secretary of the Tanzania Renewable Energy Association, TAREA, Engineer Matthew Josephat, says the upcoming Power and Elect Tanzania International Exhibition, which is set to be held from February 5th to the 7th, 2025 in Dar es Salaam, aims to promote the sustainable development of renewable energy, featuring over 100 companies from Africa, Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Speaking to journalists, Engineer Josephat insists the exhibition is expected to serve as a key platform for industry players to showcase innovations, discuss emerging trends, and foster collaborations to drive Tanzania's renewable energy sector forward.
Is to make sure that Tanzanians access energy services as one of the items in the compact of the just ended meeting, to ensure that the service that is provided is quality. As all of you are aware that our market is flooded of substandard products. So we have taken another dimension now to work with our Indian colleagues who are passionate at the same level as we, to make sure that now Tanzanians can access all energy services that are quality.
The first edition of the exhibition has drawn great interest from across the globe. Participating countries include Tanzania, India, South Africa, Oman, Austria, Zambia, Kenya, UAE, and others. The diverse portfolio of participants is an indicator of the great interest in the Tanzania market.
Furthermore, the event will also feature a renewable energy workshop program organized, providing further opportunities for knowledge sharing and capacity building within the sector. In case you missed any of our stories, remember you can always go to our YouTube channel at TBC Online and watch anytime, anywhere across the globe. Before concluding the local news, let's take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. Here's international news as compiled and read by Nyambona Masamba.
International news starts in America. The recovery operation is underway near Washington, D.C. after a plane and a military helicopter collided in the air. 28 bodies have been retrieved so far. Rescuers are searching for the survivors in the cold and dark waters near Washington, D.C. An American airplane and a Black Hawk military helicopter crashed on Wednesday evening near the airport on the Elton County. 60 passengers and 4 crew members have departed from Wheattown of Kansas on the commercial flight. Local media say 3 soldiers were on the helicopter. Both aircraft were found in the Potomac River. 300 responders are on the site, including divers conducting rescue. President Donald Trump reacted on social media, saying the crash could be prevented. To Africa, France's foreign minister is in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, as a part of an effort to prevent an escalation of conflict in the east. The Rwanda-backed M23 rebels have taken control of the major eastern city of Goma with the help of Rwandan troops. Shanuel Baho's visit comes as Congolese President Felix Tshisekedi warns his army is mounting a vigorous response to the M23. The army group is a captured part of the eastern DRC, including much of the city of Goma. They are now reported advancing to south. President Tshisekedi has criticized the international community's response, which he described as silence and inaction. His government accuses Rwanda of supporting M23 in the bid of control of the rich mineral area eastern DRC. Meanwhile, the Rwandan government says its main goal in the eastern DRC is to eradicate the Democratic Liberation Front of Rwanda, or FDLR. The group was formed by Hutu group fled Rwanda in the mid-1990s after carrying out the genocide against the mainly Tutsi minority. The Rwandese president, Paul Kagame, said the rebels have killed and displaced people and so as persecuted them on their daily basis, provided where they are.
That was international news. Sports news up next. And in sports news, former Tanzania national team Taifa Stars coach Charles Boniface believes that good preparations for Taifa Stars will boost the team to qualify to knockout stage of African Cup of Nations AFCON 2025 from Group C. Mkwasa told TBC in Dar es Salaam that teams in Group C can be defeated by any team in the group. What is needed to achieve that is a good selection of players and preparations.
Kuhakikisha pengine kuongeza kutafuta good selection ya players.
They have to be objective. First of all, by selecting good players. Second, is commitment of players and motivation from the government and TFF. By doing that, they will help to boost morale of the players. Players have to be motivated through payment of good bonuses and telling them that if they win, they will reach far in the competition. Therefore, if they put those strategies like that, we're going to do better. But if we just go without a plan, then we can be defeated by Uganda, Tunisia, and Nigeria, and eliminated in the group stage of the competition.
Mnaweza mkapambana nao, lakini Nigeria wanaweza kuwa itpa na wamefungwa juzi tu hapa. Wanafungika. Sema sasa ndio hivyo.
The Taifa Stars will take on Nigeria in the opening fixture at the Sportive Defa Stadium on Tuesday, December 23rd. Tanzania is seeded in Group C with Tunisia, Uganda, and Nigeria. That is sports news, and now before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let's take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Evening, dear viewers. I'm Desderi Moses from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. Welcome to the next 24 hours weather forecast starting from 9 p.m. tonight. Wind is expected to flow at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour over Lake Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, Lake Nyasa, and the southern coast of the Indian Ocean. While over the northern coast of the Indian Ocean, The wind is expected to flow at a speed of 30 kilometers per hour, and the state of the sea is expected to be slightly to moderate. Rainfall models are showing persistence of rainfall signals over the entire country. And tonight, dear viewers, over the western part of our country, southwestern Highland region, Ruvuma region, southern part of Morogoro region, together with the southern coast of the Indian Ocean, are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over few areas. Over the central part of our country, together with northeastern Highland regions, are expected to feature rain showers over few areas. And the remaining part of our country are expected to feature only partly cloudy. Tomorrow, dear viewers, it is our expectation that over Tanga region, together with Unguja and Pemba, ISOs are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, light rain showers over few areas, and sun period. This weather is also expected over Dar es Salaam and Pwani regions, including Mafia ISOs. Over the central part of our country, together with northeastern Highland regions, rain showers over few areas is expected over those areas, and the remaining part of our country is expected to feature only partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over few areas, and sun period. Now let us have a look at the weather forecast for the next 4 days for some regions in our country. Over Dar es Salaam, light rain is expected together with sun period, while over Dodoma region, thunder showers is also expected. Over Mbeya region, we are expected to have the lowest minimum temperature to be 14 degrees Celsius, while over Mwanza region, sun period together with thunder showers are expected. Over Kilimanjaro region, we are expected to have rain showers, thunder showers together with sun periods. Over Morogoro region, rain showers together with sun periods are expected. Over Arusha region, rain showers, thunder showers together with sun periods are expected in the next 4 days. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, until next time, good night.
And that marks the end of our news bulletin for tonight. Do not miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Teddy Mparanyanga. Have a lovely, lovely night.
Pilipili manga ni kiungo chenye virutubisho vingi ambavyo si tu kinaongeza ladha kwenye chakula, bali pia